Welcome to the Chakra Closing Meditation. This meditation is to be used when you've completed your psychic work in order to close up your chakras and return you to the most safe state possible before returning to your daily living. As with all of the meditations, take a moment to get completely comfortable so you won't be distracted by your body. Then once again, just returning to your breath. Slowly beginning to stretch your breath, expanding it in all directions. And as you exhale, just allowing yourself to drift back down into your body. Finding that comfortable space. Checking in on your shields and making sure they're in place. Maybe breathing in a little bit more of that supporting light, exhaling it out your chakras to reinforce your shields. This chakra closing meditation is for all levels of chakra flower meditations. So if you've done the higher level with front and back chakras, please be sure to close front and back as I walk you through the closing exercise. If you've just done the apprentice level, you will be closing solely the front chakras, as that's all you opened at this time. When you feel ready, I want you to bring your awareness up to crown chakra, flowing up to the top of your head, seeing that flower or flowers, white or violet, or both. I want you to disconnect the stem from the light. Watch as the flower dims and darkens. Close the flower back to a bud, folding all the petals back up, shrinking that flower bud all the way down, and then pulling it into the top of your head. The crown chakra is now closed. Flowing down to third eye chakra on the forehead, and maybe the back of the head as well. Disconnecting those flowers from the core of light, watching as they dim and darken. Closing it back to a bud, shrinking that indigo flower back down, and pulling it into your head. If you did the double chakra meditation, be sure to pull the back flower in as well. Drifting down to throat chakra, those pale blue flowers. Disconnecting from the column of light. Watching as it dims and darkens. Closing back to buds. Shrinking those buds down. And pulling them back into your neck and throat. The third eye and throat chakras are now closed. Flowing down to heart chakra. Disconnecting from the light so it dims and darkens. Closing those petals back up to buds. Shrinking it down. And pulling it back into your chest and back. Please note that any chakras you're closing now don't stay closed permanently. They will still open and close naturally as needed for your daily living. But we're closing them all now to ensure you can return to that closed state, that they don't remain stuck open. So once those heart chakra flowers are pulled back in, the heart chakra is closed. Floating down to solar plexus under the arch of the ribs, the same point in the back, the yellow flowers. Disconnecting them from the light, watching as they dim and darken. Closing them back to buds. Shrinking them down. And pulling them back into your tummy and your back. The solar plexus chakra is now closed. Flowing down to sacral chakra below the belly button, above the pubic bone, and on the sacrum at the back. The orange flowers. Disconnecting them from the light and watching as they dim and darken. Closing them back to buds. Shrinking them down and pulling them back into your pelvis. The sacral chakra is now closed. Flowing down to root chakra, that red flower or flowers below the genitals, below the tailbone. Disconnecting from the light. Closing back to a bud. Shrinking it down. Pulling it back into the body. The root chakra is now closed. Take stock for a moment to make sure all of your chakra flowers are closed and retracted. You can take some time to float in this space and enjoy the feeling of being shielded, but closed and safe. Keeping your connection to above and below, breathing that light in, filling yourself and your shield space again. Knowing that your roots will flow with you wherever you go, that your connection to sun will flow with you wherever you go. And when you feel ready, bringing your awareness back to your body, back to the present moment. Wiggling your fingers and toes, taking a deep breath, stretching, scrunching up your face, whatever you need to do to come back to the present moment. Alert, awake, and refreshed. Alert, awake, and refreshed.